אוקיי, ידעו נתיבות שלום על התורה, פרשת יתרו, or as we say here, יתרו. So, פרשת ואתה תחזה. ואתה תחזה מכל עם, right? So, אתה תחזה, you will see, or you will nominate, or you will select, right? So, in this parsha, Yitro, the father-in-law of Moshe, is coming with Moshe's wife and the kids, and he's coming to visit him. Moshe basically offered him to stay and to join, but he going back home. Yitro was a priest to all the idol worshipping possibly in the world, but he recognized there is one Hashem. Yitro was also one of the consultants of Pharaoh. It's a midrash together with Eov, Bilam, but Yitro was a man of truth. So he came. And he was being with Moshe and Bnei Israel. So, ואתה תחזה מכל עם אנשי חיל יראי אלוקים, אנשי אמת, שונא בצע, ושמת עליהם שרי אלפים, right? So Yitro see that Moshe is like, some say it was right after he went down from Mount Sinai, and he didn't take a vacation, he went straight to work afterward, the mess that happened with the sin of the golden calf, etc. So it's depending then at the timing, but basically this is what happened. He went down from Mount Sinai and he went back to work. From morning until night, he was sitting as a judge and ruling and judging all the people that have disputes or whatever. So Yitro saw that and he said to Moshe, you know, this is wrong. You need to nominate, you need to select strong people, fear God people, men of truth, hate Betza, which is greed, and you start with Sarei Alafim, right? Ministers or leaders of thousands, and then leaders of hundreds, leaders of 50 people, or 50, yeah, and then leaders below the number, and then they will be the judges, and they will judge the people, like a hierarchy, right? A hierarchy. והיה וכל הדבר הגדול יביאו אליך, וכל הדבר הקטן, right, ישפטו הם. So, the big thing, the complex thing, they're going to bring to you, like a Supreme Court, basically. And the small things, you know, two neighbors are fighting, you cross the line here, the parking, this, that, these leaders will do. And they will ease the burden from you. And Rashi bring from Chazal, he said that actually this parasha said after Yom Kippurim, not after the sin of the golden calf. He said that after Moshe went down from Yom Kippurim, from the atonement and the kapara, etc., etc. But again, but לא נכתבה לסדר. But again, you know, the Torah is not a chronological order. אין מוקדם ומאוחר בתורה. But it's known that there is a reason for that, why the Torah is actually changing the location of the chronological order to be close to a different type of event. And we need to explain why the Torah was like talking about that, even though like the parasha of receiving the Torah was after, right? So this is prior to the Kabbalat Torah, although it will actually happen after the Kabbalat Torah. ויש לומר, we can say, and it says in Chazal.
This is before Matan Torah?
No, it happened after Matan Torah, but the Torah itself, now the parasha is actually before Matan Torah. So that's why the Torah sometimes taking event that happened in like after. Okay, so this is event B, this is event B, Matan Torah event A. So if you're writing the book in the order, chronological order, then you have event A and then event B. But the Torah wrote about event B before event A. But we know that it happened before. Like it's happened after the first event happened, which is Kabbalat Torah, but the Torah is writing it before. And there is reason for that. And our sages says in the Mechilta, it says prior to Kabbalat Torah, before we received the Torah, it said, V'yichan sham Israel belashon yachid, that we rested there, or we parked over there in singular, which means we were like one person with one heart. But rest of the places that we rested or stopped, were with disputes. And the meaning of these things, that the part of the preparation before receiving the Torah was to be with one heart as one person. And this is what we found, that prior to receive the Torah, Devar HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right, diber, he talked to us בלשון רבים, in plural. אתם ראיתם אשר עשיתי, you saw, like in plural, the thing that I did to Egypt, ואשא אתכם, and I carry you, again in plural, כנפי נשרים, ואביא אתכם, and I bring you, again in plural, to me. But in receiving of the Torah itself, it says, the 10 dibrot says, right, I am Hashem your God, right? Lo yeh lecha. Everything was al tirtzach, al tignah. Everything was in singular, but it was talking to everyone. So the main explanation, one, yes, although it was to the entire nation, but each person, Hashem was talking to him directly, that he was obligated to keep all of these mitzvot. But also, and this is what the Netivot Shalom say, that we were like one person, one heart. And he explained that the Kabbalat Torah, right? So in order for us to receive the Torah, we should be like one person. יש לומר על פי מה שאמרו חז"ל, our sage says in מסכת תענית, on the pasuk, on the verse, צאנה וראנה בנות ציון במלך שלמה בעטרה שיתרה לאמו בחתונתו ביום שמחת ליבו. Right? So we're reading it many times, in many places, but basically it says here, the daughter of Zion, look at the king Shlomo, in the crown that his mother gave him in the day of his wedding, in the day of his joy in his heart. And he said the day of the wedding is Matan Torah, that's receiving the Torah, which means it was metaphorically like the marriage between us and Hashem. And that's divine elevation was the day of the wedding. So it couldn't be, אצל כלל ישראל המאוחד, right? It couldn't be unless if we were like one person, one to one, right? The relation of between us and Hashem, it's like one person to one Hashem, like one heart, one person. And Midrash Parashat Vayetze, it says on the pasuk, והנה באר בשדה, זה Sinai. So Sinai was the well in the Sadeh, and well is the water, and water is the Torah, and Yashku Adarim, and the herds will be drinking the water. And this is actually, again, it's all metaphoric, it's all analogy to Mahar Sinai, which is like a well of water, and we're drinking the water, which is the Torah, the Aseret HaDibrot, and all the Adarim, all the herds of Israel, right? Which means that nobody was missing. Because if one was missing, then we couldn't receive the Torah. And the explanation with that. Sorry. And the explanation with that, as it says in the Zohar HaKadosh. The Kudsha Brecha, Oraita V'Yisrael, Kulu Chad, right? We have a song that we sing in the Simchat Torah, right? Kudsha Brecha, Oraita, Yisrael, Kulu Chad, right? So we are one with Hashem. The Shem, the Torah, and us are one. And it says that there are 60 ribo, right? 600,000 letters to the Torah. And also there are 600,000 Shemot, right? So it's not counting the children, it's counting the men, etc. And the same way, if in the Torah we are missing one letter, it's pasul, it's disqualified. So also with Israel, if one is missing, that we couldn't receive the Torah. So the same way in the Sefer Torah, also in the Klal Israel, we have to be all, right? Nobody left behind. And we had to have all of these Shishim Ribon Shemot, 600,000 of Israel in order to receive the Torah. And additionally to that, it's not only 600,000 people, but we all have to be united, like one heart, one person. And the same way in the Sefer Torah. If the letter will be written not in the proper distance between one letter to another, or too close or too far, okay, it's not good. So also with us, the distance from each other is disqualifying. And according to that, we can say more in the Midrash, the Bereshit Rabbah, on the verse in Sefer Dvarim, right? V'ikra Moshe el kol Yisrael, that Moshe was calling to all Israel. And Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, Rashbi said, if they were missing one person, the Shechina couldn't reveal. As it says, in the third day, Hashem came down to the Bnei Israel, right? One of the attributes of Hashem. And then he bring again from Dvarim, Be'emor Hashem Elai, Akel li et ha'am v'ashmim, right? Congregate the people, and I will going to say the words that they're going to listen. And according to that, we found also in the thing of Banim atem l'Hashem Elokochem. We are the sons of Hashem. And it says, I am בספר 10 מאמרות, לאורה מפנו, so he said, שרק כלל ישראל המאוחדים. Only when we are together, unite, we called banim. But individual is not called ben LaHashem. Only when we are together. Beni Bechori Israel, right? He's referring to Israel, to all of us. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not related to the name of a father, right? I am Hashem, your father, but only on the Klal Israel, together, but not individual. As it says in Maran HaKadosh Mikuvrin, זכותו הגנו on the verse in the Sefer במדבר, למה עיגרה השם אבינו מתוך משפחתו? Right, so I think it's about the Bnot Tzlofchad, that their father died, and they said, why the name of our father house, right? We will be taking from the family. Yes, we also need to inherit something. So again, it's an analogy to מדוע אינכם מגרעים את שם אבינו שהקדוש ברוך הוא בישראל. It's like, why are you taking the Shem of our father, Hashem, that is related to us? שזהו רק מתוך משפחתו, from his family. Only when the Klal Israel unites as one family, then Hashem is called our father. But not individuals, not the people who disconnect from Hashem or not part of it. We have to be together.
Only as the Klal, Hashem would call us banim.
Exactly. Not only that, he's calling us Beni Bechori Israel, like the first point, like in singular, but to Israel, to all of us together. And unfortunately, as long as we have disputes between us, whether if it is individuals or whether if it is communities with other communities, it's not good. It's not good. That's why Hashem name, the main name of Hashem is Shalom, which is Shemot, which is perfection, which everybody is united, everybody is together. And unfortunately, it's very difficult to do that. But this is what our sages are teaching us. And also we say in the Tefillah, Barchenu Avinu Kulanu Ke'echad. Bless us, our Father, all of us like one. That we should be one. It's a special level, special נתיגה. וגם בשבת קודש, right? We're always going back to Shabbat, which is the source of the bracha. We also find these things. As our sages, רבותינו הקדושים, זכרותם וגלנו said, כנסת ישראל בן זוגך, right? So each day, have a mate, Sunday to Monday, Tuesday to Wednesday, Thursday to Friday, and then Shabbat said, I'm alone. Who is going to be my mate? And Hashem said, Israel will be your mate. So, the same way that individual, he said, could not receive the Gedusha of Shabbat, that only when we get together as a congregation, as a kehila together, then we are bringing the Gedusha of the Shabbat. As it says in the verse in Shemot, right? Vayakel Moshe et kol adat bnei Israel, that Moshe was congregate the Ada. Ada is also letter of Da'at, like the brain, that everybody were on the same page. And then he said, after Moshe was congregated, that he said, this is the thing that Hashem commanded us to do. 6 days you're going to do your job. On the 7 days, right, you're going to rest, etc., etc. So it seems to be like it should say, which is, what do you mean to do? Shabbat, you preventing yourself from doing things. You're not supposed to do things on Shabbat. Oh, but what is it says? Al vayakel Moshe. So it said that these are the things that Hashem commanded us to do on Shabbos Kodesh, which is just be together. Itkensu yachdav vayakilu keilot. Congregate, be together with the kehilot. Right? And then he will bring the Kedusha of the Shabbat. And according to that, now we're going back to this parasha, which we says, and you were going to see, or you're going to have that vision, which we said, the parasha said before Kabbalat Torah, which means this part of the parasha was Binyan Klal Israel, like building up the nation to be united together. And this is what Yitro told him, if you're going to carry the burden by yourself alone, you're going to perish, deteriorated. But you need to put the Sari Alafim, Sari Meot, Sari Chamishim, Sari Asarot, right? It's like it's a organizational chart. It's a hierarchy from the CEO until the team leader. And it's a derech mashal leilan. It says it's an analogy to a tree, which, by the way, We had just Tu B'Shvat yesterday, right? So, and look how perfectly it's fitting in the Parashat for Tu B'Shvat. So it said it's an analogy to a tree, which is each tree, right, have the roots. And the roots are actually, this is the Makor Yanika L'chol Elad. The roots are sustaining, bringing the vitality to the entire tree. And from the roots, you have the trunk. And from the trunk, you have the big branches. And from the big branches, you have the small branches. And then little tiny twig or whatever you call them. And then the leaf and everything, right? So according to that, needs to be with Israel. We do need to have the leaders, the community Rav, the city Rav, the country Rav, whatever it is. And these are the leaders. And they are all united, surrounding Moshe Rabbeinu, which is actually the main channel and the main leader. Right? So he says here, and it's going to ease the burden from you, with you, and they're going to carry it with you. So all the day. So it seems to be that it was enough to say, yes, you're going to select the leaders, and the leader are going to ease the burden from you. But it says, Venasu itcha, and they're carrying with you the burden. That's the thing. The main thing was not to remove the burden from Moshe, but it's to carry the burden together. That it's not going to be separated. That everyone should be together because we are all part of the tree. Each one have a different type of task maybe. One is a root, one is a leaf, one is a branch, one is in the trunk, etc., etc. But they all work together. So the same with Israel. We have the root and the Makor Yanika, which is Moshe Rabbeinu, or the main Rav that we have today. This is how it works. And surrounding him, we have all the other leaders, the Alafim, Me'ot, Asarot, etc. And then the Klal Israel. And according to that, we have the same thing. It says in the Midbar, Ve'omer Hashem el Moshe, right? Asfa li shemim ish miziknei Israel, right? And Hashem is telling Moshe, gather 70 elders from Ziknei Israel, right? Not necessarily elders, but Chachamim. because zaken zekana chokhmah. Venasu itcha b'masam. Again, they're carrying with you the load of the people, of the nation. It doesn't say that you're going to be the leader, drinking cocktail and doing nothing, just giving command. No, you all work together. It's not going to be reshut b'fnei atzma. It's not like one autonomous domain by itself or a separate. No, they're going to be together with you because you need to unite the Klal Yisrael. All the leaders have to work together. And that's why this parasha is written before receiving the Torah, which is the Torah ikdima mucha, but it's happened actually after. It's a hint for us to teach us that prior to receiving the Torah, we have to be with one heart. And how we're going to do it, how we can do that, that we're going to accept the leaders, that we have a leader, and we have a Rav, and we have Chachamim, and they are paving the way, or they are showing us the way according to the Torah. And this is the good advice that Yitro, Moshe's father-in-law, gave him. And this is one of the reasons why we have a parasha named after him, right? In this Yitro. Thank you very much for listening.
Very nice. Very nice.
Have a great, thank you, and have a great rest of the night.
You too. All the best, guys.
Tודה רבה.